All right, hi y'all. Tonight we're gonna do some good hip work. You know me, it's almost the full moon, so that's where my focus usually lands. I like deep grounding around full moon time. I love the full moon, it's my favorite thing to look at, but it makes me too much of this when right now what I really need is more of that. So we're gonna try to just bring it down a little bit. We will move a good bit, but just take it at your own pace. And if you're feeling like you want to flow a little more, you can. If you're feeling like you want to scale back a little bit, that's okay too. So we're going to start just by grounding in a child's pose. I like to start in wide knee child's pose. So your big toes will come together, but your knees will draw apart, maybe as wide as your mat, if that feels good. And then you're going to bring your belly down toward the floor. I know we're doing propless practice because we're at home, but if you have a bolster, it can feel nice to use the bolster lengthwise across or along your belly, or you can just use folded blankets or pillows if that's good. So when you feel ready, starting to drop yourself down, bringing your heart toward the floor. Now, if your forehead doesn't touch, you can stack your fists, like little sideways fists, and let your forehead rest on the top one, or your forearm, same deal. You don't need to stretch your arms very far. You can let your elbows be bent and your shoulders be relaxed as you begin to ground down. Relax your jaws and soften your eyes or close them completely. And then start to bring your attention to your inner landscape. Just noticing how it feels to be you right now. You can let your attention start to shift now to the rise and fall of your breath. And before you start to engage too much with your breath, try to just take a moment of observing how it feels as it rises and falls. So while you're in your child's pose, you're looking to really feel your breath in that deep back body space. So feel like there's space made between your shoulder blades, space made between your lower ribs as you inhale and exhale. And then when you feel ready, gradually you can begin to deepen those breaths in and out. Sticking with your nose if that's available for you. Just letting your lips part softly, your jaws be relaxed. As you linger here for a few more breaths, you can set an intention to give your body exactly what it needs. So coming here tonight is a perfect start, getting on your mat and moving. But I want you to follow your intuition. So if I move you through something that doesn't suit you, there'll always be options, but you can always take another pose, another alternative, or rest in your child's pose or stand in your mountain. So just know that your practice is your practice. So take it at your own pace. Let's gently begin to move. Start to walk your fingertips a little further forward. So your elbows might lift up from the mat. Keep your hands nice and wide so that your shoulders have space, and take a big breath in. Breathe out. You can start to walk your hands over to your right side. You might stack your left on top of your right, and then draw your left hip. Breathe into it. Are we okay?
Sorry, just having technical difficulties over here with my speaker.
Okay, you can't hear me?
I can, sorry. I was just trying to get on my Bluetooth and it wasn't hooking up. Sorry.
No stress at all. Oh, that's going to be in our video, by the way, Lizzie. So from that space, breathe into your left waist. See if each and every inhale can make a little more space between your ribs. Next breath in, we'll start to move ourselves back through center. And then as you breathe out, bring yourself over to your left, taking the same motion. Right hand on top of left, drawing your right hip back. Let your attention come to your right ribs, your right waist. A few more deep and steady breaths here. Next inhale, bring it back to center, round your palms, and then bring your hips back. We're going to move through a little child's pose, cobra flow, to start warming up our spines. So as you breathe in, use your hands, feel like you're gripping to your mat and start to slither your belly along the floor. Breathe out to take a moment to ground. And then inhale again, let your heart lift up for cobra. As you exhale, return to the mat and push yourself round for child's pose. We'll take it a little more quickly. The inhale slides you along, grounds your pelvis and lifts your heart. The exhale drops you back down and rounds you back. A few more like this. As you lift your heart, try to keep your elbows close to your body. Gaze down the tip of your nose. We'll take one more, rounding up. And this time as you exhale, press yourself back, curl your toes under, and then shift your weight towards your heels. So you're still in a bit of a child's pose, but it's a little more lifted. We'll call it our puppy pose, sort of sunk down. So your hands reach forward, your heart sinks to the mat, your forehead might touch down, just 3 or 4 breaths here. On our next inhales, we're going to peel ourselves up toward downward dog. If you've moved on your mat with those body rolls, you can just shift yourself forward a little bit. Anchor into the balls of your feet and then start a little bit of pedaling. Allow your hands to spread evenly into the mat, keeping your shoulders nice and square as you contain your biceps by feeling a little squeeze between them. If pedaling isn't what feels right for you tonight, you might twist. You might do some leg lifts. You might stay still. All are good. And let's all come to stillness in that downward facing dog. 3 full breaths. Lovely. We're going to move through a little body wave from up here. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can come back down and move through the child's pose cobra flow we just did. Otherwise, as you inhale, bend into your knees really deeply. And then as you exhale, round your upper back like you're moving through cat. Press yourself toward a plank, bend at your knees and draw that energy back. We roll forward through the shoulders and we draw in at the belly, pull it back. A few more rounds. Great, last one. Bring it back to that downward dog and take a few more deep breaths here. Let's move ourselves toward Uttanasana. As you inhale, soften at your knees, looking towards your fingertips. Exhale, take a walk towards your hands. As many steps as you like. Ground your feet at a nice even hip width and then draw yourself over your legs. You can move a little bit, again, side to side or front to back, or just find stillness in the center. Let's all start to come back toward the midline of the body. Let your head hang really heavy. And take 3 breaths here together. Next inhale, we're going to bend deeply into the knees. Bring your weight back so you sink backward. And then start to unravel. Ground your feet really firmly. Find that buoyancy and then pull your energy up nice and slow. Your legs are engaged. As you rise, your pelvic floor lifts. Your belly lifts. And you find yourself coming towards your mountain pose. So take a moment to ground down. Feet at a nice hip width. You might turn your palms to face forward or leave them at your sides. Just take a few deep breaths here. Spread through your toes. Feel your quads engaged and then lift that energy up. Finding that it shines right out through the crown of your head. So you're anchoring down deeply. Find that energetic cord that roots you to the earth. And feel grounded and supported by breathing into that space. Keeping that deep feeling of groundedness, we'll start to warm up the upper body a little more. As you inhale, start to reach, sweeping high. Exhale, draw your energy down towards your heart space. Take a few more at your own pace. Each breath in finds that big round reaching. Each breath out anchors you a little further. And start to wake up through your abdominals a little bit by lifting your belly button to meet your hands as they come to your heart. So find some engagement on that exhale. Keep your thighs firm, your feet grounding. You can look up to your thumbs on the in-breath if that feels good, and then travel back down. Last one. Great. Let's move into our side bend flow from here. So we'll start the same way, opening with that sun breath, inhaling up. And as you exhale, you're going to tip yourself to your left. One arm reaches, one drops. Keep deep weight through both feet. Inhale, rise through the center, and exhale, take it the other way. It's just moving with your breath. Each breath in finds that lift, and then the extension on the exhale. Last few. If you get a little more open as you move, you can fold a little further. Again, making space between those tight muscles, between the rib cage. Allowing for a little more room to breathe deeply now and throughout your day. And the next time that you go toward the right, and then draw yourself back up through center. Let's linger in our absolute. So reground into your feet, engage as you rise up. Try not to overdo it here. We want to drop the shoulder blades down while still feeling that extension up through your fingertips. You can soften your gaze, relax your jaws. Some of my favorite poses for feeling that sort of energetic current move through my body. When you get that feeling of tethered to the earth and then you kind of rise up away from it. Three more breaths here. Great. On the next exhale, we're going to start to move. So hinge at the hips and bring it down. As you inhale, tent your fingertips. Bring your left leg behind you and then ground your left knee. We're going to move through this, not quickly, but medium quick. So knee above the ankle and inhale reaches you up. Crescent lunge. And exhale brings your fingertips back down. As you inhale, lift that left knee up. Step yourself forward. Exhale, melt over your legs. Inhale, lengthening up, softening your knees. This time your right foot steps back, ground it down. Tone your inner thighs together. When your next inhale comes, sweep toward the sky. If that's too much, you can bring your hands to your thigh. Exhale, fingertips down. Back knee lifts as you inhale. Straighten your front leg enough that you can spring forward and fold over your legs. We're going to take a few more rounds. Inhale, left leg steps back, grounds down. Set yourself up on the exhale for a nice safe lunge, and then inhale, bring into it. Exhale down. Step it up and forward. Fold fully so that the crown of your head looks down toward the floor. Next breath in, right leg back. Grounding down, checking that front alignment, spreading your front toes. The inhale reaches. We're going to take each side one more time. Stepping forward, letting go. Next time, it's the left that draws back. Grounding down. Reaching when you're ready. Last time on the right. Draw it back. Inhale, reaching to the sky. Feel the front of the right hip open. Draw it down and step yourself forward. Big drop into Uttanasana. A few deep breaths here. Movement or stillness, again, you might pedal the legs or swing from side to side or front to back. Let's rise up strong on the inhale. Soften at your knees and then start to sweep yourself high and wide. Lengthening through your fingertips right up to the sky. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Hands at the heart. Taking a breath. To continue warming our legs and hips, we're going to move through a dynamic version of our pyramid pose. So you can keep your hands at your heart. Take a big breath in as you ground down and rise up. Next inhale, find some softness. As you exhale, step your right foot back. So you might turn your toes out slightly, but you want your heel deeply rooted. So we're not coming into like as long maybe as our triangle stance or warrior one. We want to keep both legs straight as well. Just make sure you're not hyperextending or locking up, and then start to turn forward. We're going to flow together. As you inhale, root down and then reach your arms to the sky. As you exhale, hinge forward at your hips. Draw your right hip back in space. Left kind of wants to roll forward. Bring it down. You might come all the way to the floor. Maybe you're coming halfway. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, let your arms drop to your sides. Let's take a few more on this side. Inhaling. Keep your back foot really weighted. Legs are strong. Exhale. So maybe here or maybe full. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, lower. A few more at your own pace. Breathe in to reach. Breathe out to reach down. Breathe in to reach. And as you exhale, your shoulders relax. 2 more on this side. As you finish that last round, you can bring your hands together at your heart, soften your left knee, and step yourself back together in mountain, taking a breath. We'll move right into the second side, inhaling to soften at your knees. As you exhale, your left foot steps back. Find that nice deep grounding through both feet, rooting down, rising up tall. Let your arms drop to your sides. When you're ready, inhale to reach. And exhale to lengthen through your entire spine, and then let your head drop. Inhale, rise up. And exhale. 4 more. Last 2. Both feet stay so anchored. When you're finished, take your time, bring your hands to your heart, soften your right knee, step yourself into mountain, and take a breath. From that place of even roots, let's reach wide on the inhale. As you exhale, hinge gently at your hips, draw your belly button to meet your spine. Inhale, we'll come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands might find the shins, your thighs, or the floor. As you exhale, you're going to ground your palms and step to your downward dog. Take your time. A few deep breaths here. Keep nice even weight through both of your hands. And then on your next breath in, start to reach your right toes up any amount. As you breathe out, soften your knees, look forward, and step your right foot between your hands. We're going to keep that back heel reaching behind us in a high lunge. You can stay right here if that's enough. Come to your thigh, or if you're feeling comfortable, reach your arms to the sky. We're going to move dynamically. So again, welcome to just hang in that lunge if that's what's good for you tonight. Otherwise, as you inhale, you're going to bring your fingertips down and shift your weight back, straightening up through the right. As you exhale, you're going to lean into that lunge and reach. Inhale and exhale. And of course, this can all be done with your back knee down if that's better for you. Last one. As you bring your hands back to the floor, step yourself to downward facing dog and take a nice big breath. We're going to move through vinyasa here. You're welcome to stay in your downward dog or bring yourself to child's pose. As you inhale, find that same body wave. Soften your knees, round your upper back, and press forward to your plank. Then find your alignment, heels back, belly button up. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring yourself all the way to the floor. Uncurl your toes, ground your forehead, and then next breath in brings your heart up for cobra. And back down. 2 more, cobra flow. Inhale, press yourself back to your downward dog and take a breath. Let's move to the second side. Breathing in, lift your left toes up any amount. Breathing out, let's start to move toward that lunge on the left. Let your next exhale reach you to the sky. Inhale, we're shifting the weight back. And exhale through. Move with your breath a few more rounds. One more breath cycle, inhaling, find that length. Exhale, engage and reach. Hands touch down, step it back to your downward dog and take a breath. So from here, option to stay in that downward dog or move through vinyasa again. Your choice. And if that cobra flow feels good, you might take those 3 baby cobras. You might come through vinyasa where you just lower halfway through chaturanga and find your upward dog. Move at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll make our way towards standing. So from your downward dog, it's an inhale to find softness. Exhale to bring yourself forward. As you inhale, lengthen up halfway, lift your belly button up. Exhale, full fold, top of the head toward the floor. Softness at your knees as you inhale, rise up, root evenly through both feet. Land with your hands at your heart. Keep them there or release them to your sides and take a few deep breaths. Just feeling what you feel. Let's take our next variation. Nice deep weight through both feet. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hinge softly. Inhale, half lift. As you exhale, transition towards your downward facing dog. Find a nice anchoring through both hands. Feel the base of your fingers really spread down, and then pull your hips back from there. Let your next breath in, lift your left toes up. As you breathe out, start to bring your left foot through. This time we're gonna spin that back foot open and down toward a warrior 2 stance. We're gonna move through a dancing warrior. So bring your left hand inside of your left foot. As you inhale, start to windmill up through warrior 2, go all the way up. As you exhale, spin it the other way. Forearm to thigh, reaching through side angle. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Keep your back foot weighted the whole time. So really feel like that outer edge is glued to the floor. It lifts your arch a little, engages your inner thigh. Lovely. Let's take like 2 more. Try to keep a nice bend in your front knee, but back off if you need to. Last one. This time we're going to windmill all the way through. So left hand comes down, right follows, back foot pivots. You're on the ball of your foot. Step it back to your downward dog and take a breath. You can stay here, you can flow through vinyasa, or you can come to your child's pose, or anything else that suits you. Let's prep for the second side. Deep weight. Inhaling your right toes up when you're ready. Exhale, move it through. So we're going to spin down. Same thing on that left side. Anchor deeply, feel your front toes spread. And when you're ready, you're windmilling up through the left, all the way to that exalted warrior. And exhale, deeply glue your back foot down, flowing with the rise and fall of your breath. Last round, as you exhale, windmill it all the way down and around. And again, shift your weight back toward your downward facing dog. You can flow through vinyasa or you can linger right here. Your next exhale, start to bring your knees down toward the floor, uncurl your toes, and then sit back to your heels for a breath or two. If that's unavailable, you can sit any other way. Ground your palms to your thighs and rise up tall through the crown of your head. Just feeling what you feel. We're going to shift to sitting cross-legged in Sukhasana. If that's not comfortable, bring your right leg in front, please, actually. If that's not comfortable, you can definitely sit with legs long or even widen the feet. Find a place where both sit bones feel grounded down. And you can rise up from there. Ribcage contained, nothing popping. We're going to move through some torso circles. Bring your hands to your knees, and then when you're ready, we'll move clockwise first. Let yourself start to shift your weight to the left and down and back. Align your movement with your breath in a way that makes sense for you. For me, I like the inhale forward, the exhale back, but you might like the exhale forward as you're kind of like pushing the belly to let that air out. So whatever combo feels good for you. Maybe a full circle rides your inhale and full circle rides your exhale. That's cool too. Last few, same direction, please. Complete the circle you're taking. Close your eyes and then just sit yourself upright and feel what you feel. Let's move ourselves into a little twist. Drop your fingertips out to the sides. Re-anchor through your sit bones. And then as you breathe in, float your fingertips high and wide. As you breathe out, bring your left fingertips towards your right knee. Right fingertips can drop behind for support. If that doesn't feel like much of a twist, you can come a little further. If that feels like too far, come to your ankle. You're still starting to get that twisting motion from your back. Soften your gaze, relax your jaws. Take a few deep breaths here. Let your next breath in start to unravel you. Contain your belly button to protect your low back. We're going to take a little flex through the front foot. So find that you can close your knee joint. If you can't, you might lift up onto your left a little bit and then flex out through the ball of your foot. As you breathe in, same reaching. This time as you exhale, your fingertips are going to come forward. You're hinging in a forward fold. Try to keep your sit bones on the ground. And then you can just sort of shift your hips back. So you don't want to come as far as it feels good for you. You might rest onto your forearms. You might extend your arms longer. Or again, just like in that child's pose, you can stack your fists to support your forehead. We'll take 30 seconds to 45 seconds here. Nice, steady breaths, remaining present with the rise and fall of your breathing or the sensations that arise in your body. Allow your fingertips to come onto the floor under your shoulders in a little tented position. And then as you inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Let your head rise last. Then lean your weight back into your hands. Spread your feet a little ways and let your hips swish from side to side. If you're anything like me, you can hear them go quite clack with each movement. Just trying to bring some nice juicy fluid to those hip joints. And we'll come back to sitting cross-legged again, but this time left in front, please. Ground down, let your hands come back to your knees. We're going to move those towards those circles, but in a counterclockwise direction. So again, just aligning your movement with your breath in a way that suits you. Closing your eyes and really feeling into it. Let the circle that you're taking now be your last. Keeping your eyes closed, find an upright position, and feel what you feel. Let's move into our twist the second direction. Drop your fingertips off to the sides. Anchor into your sit bones. Find length through your spine. Breathing in, reach it up. As you breathe out, move from your belly space. Find that twist. next breath in, ease you out of that twist. Root down. As you inhale, reach it high one more time. Find that flex through the front foot. And then exhale, hinging over your left. So with anything, you want to find that edge, the place where you feel stretch or opening without pain or heat. So you want to find some sensation here without overdoing it. And if your edge softens over the course of the time that we're in this pose, you can get a little closer to the floor if that feels good. Last 2 or 3 breaths here. And then again, we'll draw fingertips under shoulders. Let a breath in, bring you all the way back up. Sit tall for a breath. Let your shoulder blades glide down your back. One more time, we'll lean back and find that little swish through the hips. And we're going to take ourselves down onto our backs. So when you feel like you've had a little release there, just starting to swing yourself around. And then easing down, let your knees come in toward your belly. Bring your arms out to T. For this part, we'll turn palms down, so use them to help support on the floor. You're going to move through a little flowing twist here. So you might bring your legs up a little bit, like you're kind of moving into a nice right angle. Or if you feel comfortable, you can bring your legs long. It's a little more work through the belly here. Take breath in the center. And then as you breathe out, we're drawing legs over any amount. Once you hit that edge, inhale, pull back to center. Exhale the other way. My wall's close, my knees bend. Flow with your breath. In and out. We don't want any strain in the low back here. This is definitely abdominal strengthening as far as and stretching through the back. Just make sure you're being gentle and kind, especially since I'm not in a room with you. I miss that. Last few. The next time you come to your right, we're going to linger. So you can turn your left palm up. Your right can turn up, or you can bend your elbow and rest your hand to your outer left thigh if that feels good. We're going to hang out in a twist for a few deep breaths. You might keep your head to the right, to the center, or turn to look over your left fingertips. Whatever feels better for your neck. And then close your eyes and breathe into the space. About 3 or 4 more breaths on this side. Steady and slow. And then we're going to bring both palms back down. When you feel ready, draw your belly button to your spine and let a breath in bring you back to center. You might shift your hips a little. So I'm going to drop my toes, bring my hips back to the middle of the mat and start fresh. That feels a little better for me, a little more aligned. So let's take it back into that flow for a few breaths as you exhale. Draw your knees to one side, or again, elongated legs. Next time that you peel over to the left, you'll linger. You can adjust your arms accordingly. I like palms up to the sky when I'm in a twist, or really when I'm in any position on my back, because I feel like my shoulders can open a little further in the front. Let your next breath in bring you back to the middle. And again, if you feel like your hips have come out of alignment, you can just drop your toes long enough to bring your hips back to the middle of your mat. Then let your knees pull in for a little hug. We're going to move through Shavasana now. So you can start to plant your feet, and then one at a time, extend your legs long. If that doesn't agree with your low back, you might bring your feet wide as your mat and let your knees draw together. Either place is going to ask you to bring your hands up to sides, your palms up to the sky. Relaxing through your shoulders, allowing your toes to drop out to side if legs are extended. And take a few big breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, relaxing with each exhale. And then feel free to let go of that control of your breath. And just give yourself a few moments of quiet and ease. And start to let your attention drop back into your body. Just lingering and in quiet observation. Once again, exploring that inner landscape. Just seeing how things are in this moment. And you can use an inhale to engage the gentle movement. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Shifting a little through your hips, your shoulders. You might like to take some little circles with your wrists and ankles. And if it feels good and you've got space, you can stretch fingertips far away from toes. Easing out of that, softening your knees one at a time, and drawing over onto your side. Taking a breath or two here, and letting your eyes stay closed, and your mind stay quiet. Start to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, any way you like. Ground evenly through your sit bones. Rise up tall through the length of your crown. And let your hands come together at your heart. Let's try taking a few breaths together. So the first big breath in is for yourself. As you exhale, put down something that you don't need. Let your next big breath in be for someone you love, whoever comes to mind, sending them love and peace. As you exhale, wish for them to put something down that they don't need. Last one, let's take a big breath in for the whole world. One of love and peace. And as we exhale, wishing for the release of everything that isn't serving us any longer as a human family and as a planet. Those of you here with me tonight, thank you so much for sharing the virtual space. So great to have you in lifetime, and those of you joining me later, so great to be with you. I can't wait to work together face to face again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. You got everything